Good morning, class. I am your teacher for today, Mr. Jerome Donasco. So, before we will proceed to our lesson proper, we just recap our last activity. So, who among you here can discuss or cite our last activity? Okay, Miss Justin. Thank you. Okay, good morning, class. I am your teacher for today. My name is Jerome Donasco. So, please all rise, and Miss Justin, can we read the prayer? Okay, now you may now sit down. So, before we will proceed to our lesson proper, who among here can discuss or give recap on our last activity? Miss Junpyo. Okay, thank you, Mr. Junpyo. So now, our lesson for today is about trigonometry. So, trigonometry, when we talk about trigonometry, it deals with triangles, right? The shape of triangles, right? So, trigonometry, it deals with the measurement of triangles and the interrelationship of the sides and angles of that triangle. So, trigonometry came from the word, Greek word, which means tri. Tri means three. So, the gono means the side, and also the metron, which means the measurement. So, trigonometry, tri which means triangle, gono which means side, and metri or metron means the measurement. So, it deals with the three sides measurement. So, types of triangles according to the kind of angle. So, we have here the types of triangle according to the kinds of angles. So, first we have the right triangle. So, the right triangle is a triangle with a right angle. So, when we say right, so the angle is in the right. So, the oblique triangle, the triangle which is a right angle. So, it is a kind of angle which is without a right angle. So, there is no right angle. So, the kind of oblique triangles we have here, the acute triangle. Acute triangle with three acute angles. It is a kind of triangle with three acute angles. So, obtuse triangle, a triangle with an obtuse angle. So, the equiangular triangle is a triangle according to their angles. So, acute, we have, I'll show you here the types of triangles. So, there are 6 types of triangle. So, basically, it is according to by side and also by their angle. So, first type of triangle is the equilateral. Equilateral triangle is equal sides. So, the 3 equal sides are equal. So, the isosceles triangle. The isosceles triangle is the 2 sides are both equal, while the other side is not equal. So, this is the third triangle. So, the Escalene triangle. The Escalene triangle has no equal sides. So, the 3 sides of these triangles are not equal. So, by angles. So, first is the acute triangle. The acute triangle is triangle with 3 acute angles. Next is the obtuse triangle. The obtuse triangle is a triangle with an obtuse angle. So, the right triangle is a kind of triangle with a right angle. Okay, now class, let us discuss now next the parts of triangle. So, the parts of triangle, there are 2 parts of triangle, which is the principal parts and the secondary parts. So, the principal parts means every triangle has 6 parts. namely the three sides and the three angles. So, the principal parts are first the base. So, the base is the side upon which the triangle is made to three angles. So, the base is the side upon which triangle is made up of three angles. So, next is the isosceles. Isosceles is the two congruent sides are called the legs, and the third side is the base. So the isosceles is the two congruent parts is called the legs, while the other sides of the triangle is called the base. So there are two parts of isosceles. First is the vertex angle. The vertex angle included by the legs, while the base angle included by a leg and the base. Understood? So now let's proceed to the C, which is the right triangle. Right triangle, perpendicular side are called legs, and also hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the third side, is the opposite side. The right angle is the longest side. Okay now class. Number 2, the secondary parts. First is the median. Median line segment drawn from a vertex of the triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side. Next is the altitude. Altitude is a line segment drawn from a vertex perpendicular to the opposite side. Next is the perpendicular bisector of a side. So, this is a line perpendicular to a side of the triangle and its midpoint. Next is the bisector of an angle of a triangle. So this is a segment whose endpoints are the vertex and a point on the opposite side dividing the angle into the equal angles. Okay now class, the right triangle definition of the trigonometric functions of acute angle. So, are you familiar of the SOH? So, this is the SO, which means the SOH is the sin, opposite side, and the hypotenuse. Next is the K, which are the C, A, and H. So, the cosine, adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. So, the TOA. TOA is the tangent, opposite side, and the adjacent side. So, sin of an angle. So there is what we call the formula of finding the SOH. So the sin, the cosine, the secant, the cosecant, the tangent, and the cotangent. So in the sin of an angle equals at the top is the opposite side and hypotenuse is the dot. Above and under is the hypotenuse rather. So in the cosecant of an angle, hypotenuse is above and the opposite side is under. So the cosine of an angle adjacent is in the above and under is the hypotenuse. In the secant of an angle, above is the hypotenuse and below is the adjacent side. In the tangent of an angle, the opposite side is the opposite side above and below is the adjacent side. In the cotangents of an angle, above is the adjacent side and below is the opposite side. So we have here an activity. So this is a short activity. We will now identify which is the adjacent, opposite side, and the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Okay. So now, here I will discuss to you which is the adjacent, the opposite side, and the hypotenuse. So remember class that the hypotenuse is the long one. This is the long one. So always find the long one because that is the hypotenuse. And how to find the opposite side? The opposite side is the opposite side is the opposite side of hypotenuse. So the opposite side of hypotenuse is here. So this is the opposite side. And how to find the adjacent? The adjacent is right next to the hypotenuse. So this is the adjacent. So in the right corner, this is the opposite side, and the long one is the hypotenuse, and below is the adjacent. Discuss about the formulas of the SOHCAHTOA. So I'll teach you how to solve the sin, cos, and the tan of the SOHCAHTOA. So the sin here above is the opposite and the hypotenuse. So now, like for example, now, I will give you example. So in the sin equals to 1 over 5. So please solve class. What is it? 0.2? Okay, 0.2. Correct. So we just divide 1, divide 5. It is a form of fraction, so 1 divide 5. The answer is 0.2. Another, the cos. Wait. The cos. So, 3 over 6. So, kindly solve class. Same procedure. 3 divide 6. Okay, 0.5. 0.5. Correct? Another. 3 over 9. Okay? 0.33. Okay, correct. So, I see that you are now ready to solve or to answer my activity for today. So, my evaluation is find the values of sin, cos, and tan in the right triangle shown. 5 points. So, this is our right triangle. So, find the value of the sin, cos, and tan in the right triangle. Okay, class? Okay, you may now start in a 1/2 sheet of paper lang. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 5 minutes. This is too easy, class. This is too easy. Okay, now, class. Are you finished? Okay, time's up. So, now, we will check your answer. So, first, we are told to find the sin. So, the sin. The formula of the sin is the opposite and the hypotenuse. So, we need to find the opposite here. As I said earlier, the opposite of hypotenuse is the opposite side. So, the opposite is 3. So, the opposite side is the long one, which is number 5. So, divide 3 to 5. So, the answer is 0.6. So, check the papers of your seatmate. Okay. So, now, the cos. The formula of the cos is adjacent and the hypotenuse. So, the adjacent is right next to the hypotenuse. So, adjacent is 4. Below is the hypotenuse, which is the long one, number 5. So, divide 4 and 5. The answer is 0.8. Okay, the tan din. The opposite and the adjacent. So, the opposite is 3, while the adjacent is 4. So, divide. Okay, the answer is 0.75. So, 5 point each lang, Rasa. Okay, thank you. Okay, now, I will give you, class, an assignment. So, solve the following, only 5 points lang, class. Write it in your, in a one half sheet of paper. Okay, now class, this is our lesson for today, and I'm Jerome Donasco. So before that, pick up pieces of paper and we will now discuss.
Mana? Yun na yun.